What's up, guys? So as you can tell by that little opener, it's very smoky outside at the moment. There's lots of bushfires and stuff around, so if I am clearing my throat or like pausing to swallow a lot, it's because the air is very thick at the moment, and simply breathing can be difficult at times. More so if you're like my friend and have asthma. So it's all sorts of fun at the moment for breathing. Anyway, getting into today's video, I have my tarot cards. I will link their Instagram and their website down below if you want to go check them out. They are really cool. They're really colourful tarot cards, and I got mine with a little book so that you can actually read up on them if you are just starting out, like I was when I got them. The card of the day a couple of days ago is actually really fitting at the moment. It was the Death card. As you can tell by the really small print in the bottom there. And I got it the right way up, because the same card can give you a different reading depending on its orientation when you're reading them. I'm going to quickly read to you guys that bit, and then I'll get into why I'm explaining this for a resolutions video. So it says, "No, you are not going to die. That's just a common misconception of the Death card. Death indicates an end of an aspect of your life, which can range from a job to a relationship. Death must occur in order for you to have a new beginning, shifting you forward into a transitional period of rebirth and renewal. The cycle of death is quite natural and can be seen in nature transforming throughout the different seasons. Like nature, you are also going through a transformation that will be of great significance. Change is coming, sweeping the past to the side so you can embrace the opportunities of the future. Clear the clutter and let go of what is not serving you in order to make room for the new life. When one door closes, another opens. There is no life without death." And so, obviously, that's all sounding very optimistic for a card that literally has a scale on it. So, I am being very optimistic at the moment. Doing surprisingly well at being optimistic at the moment. My latest attempt at getting a new job was unsuccessful. I will get into that when we get to the careers section of the reading, because I am actually going to be doing a tarot reading today for this one. It's almost Halloween. We might as well do a witchy sort of thing, seen by a lot of very devout Christians as being devil worshipping sort of stuff. I mean, there's literally a 5-pointed star on the back of these cards. As well as the Eye of the Illuminati right in the middle. So, yeah, I'm going to go and set up a reading down on my bed, and you guys can come with me, and we'll get into this resolution check. Alright, so I'm actually holding the camera at the moment. I will be putting it up in a second for the proper reading, but I thought I'd just show you guys how I shuffle my cards. So, first off, I divide the deck up into 6 equal piles. As you can see here, I've got my book and the box sitting on the side here. And so then I will take non-consecutive decks and I'll shuffle them together. So obviously number 1 I'm not going to put with number 2 or with number 6. So it's got 3 other options, which obviously therefore works for all of them. So yeah, I'll shuffle those decks together to get 3 piles, which I will do very quickly right Now I'm going to go opposites today. One. That's two. And that's three. Alright. So now I've got my 3 piles. Go down just here if I can. If the blanket's not going to get in the blanket's going to get in the way. That's fine. What I will do is I will just take the blanket down. There, problem solved. Alright, let's. Can't quite see the decks, that's okay. Alright, so I'll then take a deck, and for this first one I'm going to reverse the order of the cards. Alright. We'll go number 3, and I'm going to sort of do like a top-bottom shuffle. I'm sure this has an actual technical term. I don't know it. Here we go. Perfect. And then this middle one here, I'm simply just going to reverse it. Because obviously now, if any of those cards were going to be faced upright when I flip them over, they're now going to be reversed. And just by pure coincidence, all of my cards now have upright stars, so all the points are pointing away from me. And then obviously we grab one pile and another. I'm going to go with 1 and 3 since I started with those. There we are. Okay. And then okay, let's add that one to the shuffle. An important thing to note when you are shuffling tarot cards: if while you're shuffling any tarot cards fall out of the deck, do not put them back in. It will mess up your reading. You will not get a proper reading. Because as you're shuffling them, you're obviously putting your own energy into the cards. And that's therefore going to have, give you an accurate reading. So if a card falls out, it's because you're not meant to have that card in your reading at all, and it's removing itself from being read. Alright, now I normally take the 5th card, so whichever one's on top after I've dealt out my cards. That is my card for the day. Awesome. We'll reveal that at the end of the reading. Put that there so that my... Alright, and now my setup is complete. I've got my 4 cards and my book in the middle of them, so I'm now going to put you guys up. Just here, hoping it will... Perfect. Alright, let's move myself a little bit closer. Alright, now obviously when you're taking a card, you're going to flip it this way, so that you're not messing up the You're going to flip it that way, not that way. Because if you flip it long ways, you're basically just reversing the read. And just because you have a reversed card does not necessarily mean it's going to be a bad card. Obviously, some cards up the right way give you sort of forewarnings of danger and stuff, and so those reversed are going to tell you that danger's past, or that you can relax again, etc. So just because you have a reverse card does not mean you need to start worrying. For instance, the death card, like I showed you guys before, it tells of rebirth and renewal when it's upright, but it's called death. So tarot is not a straightforward thing, and I definitely do recommend, if you want to start doing tarot, most sites will tell you that to get like a Rider-Waite deck, because they're sort of the more basic ones. This one's similar, but the little book inside that tells you all the upright and reversed on the 2 different pages for each card. As you can see, there's only one little picture of a card per 2 pages. It definitely helps. Alright, enough gas bagging, we're finally into the resolution update / tarot reading. If you haven't seen any of my resolution updates before, this one is very different. Normally I just go back over the 5 resolutions I set myself back in the beginning of the year, and beginning of the year I set measurable points of where I should be in order to achieve those goals by the end of the year. Some of them I already know that I have failed. Some of them, I'm consistently successful at. Some of them I have ups and downs. It's a whole roller coaster. So we're going to get into those. Now, based on the reading that I have in front of me is how I made my resolutions. So according to the diamond in front of me, and going clockwise, starting at the top where 12 is, where we would start on a clock, we've got love and relationships. That resolution was sort of a twofold one. We've then got career, which sort of speaks for itself. That's my job, as well as sort of, I guess, my study at the moment as well. Then we've got health and happiness, which obviously splits itself for me. We've got a health one and we've got a happiness one, or if we want to consider them both health, one is physical, one is mental health. And then we've got one for finances, which can be independent from career, but it's obviously very strongly linked, just as the health and happiness one's linked to the love and romance ones. So the opposite cards basically are like your personal and your professional life. So my first card is Queen of Wands upright for love and relationships. Wands is the very back. That's like the second last card in the entire book. Okay, now I will point out though, this is always referring to the feminine pronoun. That's fine. Just if you have toxic masculinity, just get in touch with the feminine side for a little bit. So it says here, feminine fire, the Queen of Wands is a strong, independent woman who is not afraid to speak her mind. Warm and vivacious, she empowers you to passionately chase your creative dreams. A lady of many talents, she is a natural leader with a knack for influencing and inspiring others. She has a vibrant way of living life and often attracts like-minded people to be part of her vision. Unforgettable, she makes a powerful impression when she walks into a room. Her positivity, combined with her ability to get things done, oftentimes thrusts her into the spotlight, a place she is all too familiar with. The Queen of Wands asks you to tap into your authenticity and share your passions freely. Don't hold anything back. By sharing your gifts, you are doing the world a huge favour. Well, that's good news. The part that I sort of stuck with the most there while reading that was the attracts like-minded people. Considering that the resolution I had set myself originally for this was to be open to love and romantic relationships, that's a good cause for hope. So fingers crossed something comes of that. Otherwise, I mean, I guess at the same time, the like-minded people, attracting like-minded people, I'm obviously going to repel people that are not of the same mind, and I'm currently experiencing that a lot, actually. I don't want to get too into it, it's very personal stuff, but family is increasingly becoming less blood relatives, to me personally. Yeah, I'm not going to get too into it, but I am, yeah. But all in all, that's a good cause for hope. On the romantic front, I have asked and been told yes, to unofficially a date with a girl that I like, and so hopefully, according to the Queen of Wands, something good comes of that, because I do really like her. I think she's cool and she's funny, and yeah, she's a very interesting person, very easy to talk to. Yeah, I mean, look at all those good points I brought up without mentioning the fact that she is also very attractive physically, because that's not what it's all about. Alright, career. We've got the 7 of Cups. God, I hope this is cause for celebration. I really do. The 7, 8, there's 7. Alright. So it says, be careful what you wish for. Many prizes are presented to you, some of which may not be in your best interest. You are projecting your dreams onto reality, creating illusions that may seem way too good to be true. Don't I know it? Too many options can be confusing, and you find yourself constantly living in a state of fear of missing out, for fear of making the wrong choice. Each cup offers you a different prize, representing areas in your life, each filled with a wish, however, does not promise a positive result. Be clear on what your long-term visions are, so that whichever cup you choose brings you closer to goals. Temptation is calling, offering vices that are hard to ignore. These choices, however, can come with long-term consequences, so weigh your pros and cons if you choose to indulge. Okay, so yeah, that one speaks very well as well to my current situation. So I am obviously at the moment in the midst of trying to get a new job, so therefore I obviously have all these options. You know, there are things I know I don't want to do, or rather would prefer not to do, like work in fast food again. However, the grim reality is because of my qualifications and my level of experience, those are generally the kinds of jobs that I have to try and go for while I'm working towards finishing my degree. So, yeah. However, I kind of have to choose to indulge, and then weighing my pros and cons for this card, for the career card, is not purely a career centered thing. As I said before, it has a little bit to do with my personal situation in regards to family and untying the things that are weighing me down, sort of thing. Alright, so we're now on to health and happiness, which is the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Coins, reversed. 8, 9, 10. Yes, okay. This one is weighing very heavily on my head. Alright. Now this one, I am going to read it very quickly. It might seem like it's supposed to be more a financial thing, considering that the suit itself is called Coins, Pentacles. But anything can sort of weigh on your mental health, and this one is sort of the big thing at the moment. So it reads, the castle is crumbling to a shaky foundation, due to a shaky foundation. You are experiencing financial failure and your possessions, investments and property are in danger. Money is a scapegoat for the cause of your problems as you look for someone to blame for your financial decisions. This could also signify a divorce and a division of the assets. Retrace your steps and ask yourself, what is the real root of what caused this dilemma? Survival mode is fully turned on as you look for ways to rebuild stability. Your past can inform your future and lay out the blueprints of the beliefs running in your subconscious. Think of all the ways money has brought joy to your life and call on that energy. This moment is temporary and you still have the chance to rebuild your future. So like I said, even though this one's upside down and it did start with some bad news, it did end with some cause for hope, because there is always cause for hope. And obviously that's speaking to my mental health, in which the fact that I am not working and therefore do not currently have an income, that's weighing on me, particularly since that income pays for my course. So I need to have money coming in so that I can further myself on that course. Because if there's no money there, then there's not a lot can be done, unfortunately. Physical health, again, sort of the big thing for at least the last week, and which has therefore put a bit of a dark mental shadow on this month as a whole. I've how to accurately tell this. My depression and my anxiety and stuff has been acting up all sorts. I cleaned my room yesterday and I was vlogging it, but I got to a point after I'd finished making the video, where I just went through and just deleted the whole thing, just deleted the whole project, because I'd gone into town to do stuff, like I bought a new pair of shoes because I needed new shoes. Most of my old pairs were dead or dying, and I was going to try and vlog that part of the experience, and then I got in there and it wasn't even a particularly busy day. It was very quiet, and I still got anxious. Still a little bit of anxiety about vlogging in public, because it's sort of a big thing. So yeah, and so with that, and the fact that depression has been kicking my ass and been winning for the last week, I've obviously not really left these four walls much. Where I can, if I go out and I'm doing like my Pokemon hunting on Pokemon Go, I will see what my 3 research tasks are, I will complete them all, and I will just save those, and then for the next 2 days I know for a fact that I've got the ability to get a stamp for my weekly research at the same time as not actually having to go out and do it. So within the last week, definitely my my physical activity and my physical health have suffered because of this particular flare-up in my mental health. So yeah, moving on to the last one, which is finances, and it is the Ace of Wands, meaning that we don't have any major arcana or any swords. What am I doing? Hold on. There we are. And the Ace of Wands is also reversed. Alright, so this is for my finances. The only one really that had any measurable outcome. So we had the call for action is moving through you, but you are unclear about which direction to go, feeling unmotivated and uninspired. I literally just finished saying that. Desires and passions are ambiguous, and you are beginning to question what really sets you on fire. Now is the time to explore and figure out what you really care about and where your passions lie. You may be feeling restricted by the day-to-day responsibilities to pursue your passions, and as a result, you are doubting your abilities to make your dreams come true. What can you cut out to give yourself the space to flourish, to create out of inspiration? Live your best life and give yourself time for your desires. Once you gain clarity into a direction, you'll be ready to go. Until then, have patience. Rome wasn't built in a day. Don't I know it? This little venture that I'm going to be sort of officially taking the first step on tomorrow is going to be a long running thing. I've obviously failed in the original resolution for financial, which was to have a certain amount of money by the end of the year. That figure being, I think it was 5,200, so it's $100 a week saved away. That certainly hasn't happened now that I don't have a job, which means that I've not only failed on that one, but I've failed on the career one, which was to get a promotion, so to go further up the ladder instead of come down the ladder. At the moment, I mean, I've made some new friends, sure, but I also have personal, like, as I said, like, family relationships are breaking down for me at the moment, so I don't know if that's a pass or a what for this month, and my mental health's been kicking my ass last week, so pretty much October has just, despite also being my birthday month, has spelt complete and utter destruction for my resolutions, and that's fine. Now, my card of the day is also a Wands card. Must be something in the Wands today. It is the 9 of Wands upright. Alright, and it says, this is the card that is going to be my inspiration for the day. It says, almost there. You can see the finish line, and at the last minute you are faced with another obstacle. This challenge can be seen as a setback or a test of your character. Expect the worst to protect yourself against any foreseeable attacks. Better to be prepared than be sorry later. Throughout this journey, you have accumulated experience and gained enough wisdom to handle anything that's thrown your way. You've gained tools to deal with your inner struggles, and you now have the confidence in your abilities to overcome and persevere. Trust in your strength and power to make it to the end. Learn from your mistakes so that you can navigate setbacks easily in the future. Challenges are difficult, but believe in your abilities to make it through. You can do it. Right. That's a pretty good card. And I do have just one more obstacle. I will probably make a story time at some point about what that particular one is, but for now, that's all I have. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to, don't forget to hit the subscription button and the notification bell if you'd like to see more videos like this. I'm kind of thinking that doing a tarot reading with all my resolution checks should be how I do it next year, if I do them next year. I mean, I enjoy doing them. It's definitely one way of keeping myself on track and working towards a goal. So yeah, maybe. My social media links are in the description down below, as well as a link to the website and the Instagram for Mystic Mondays, which is the deck of cards that I'm using. And with all of that out of the way, guys, night to A2, and I'll check you all later.